You can play mediocre golf and still get under 80 using the shots you have by following these 3 easy metrics. 8 greens in regulation. 6 birthday holes where you can just give yourself a break, take a bogey, or you're in trouble and just get out of trouble and limit the damage. Only 4 up and downs. We can select some target holes for our greens. If you're playing the correct tees, you should be able to hit at least 3 of the 4 par 3s. All the par 5s you can do in regulation in 3 shots at this skill level, and then we'll take the easier and shorter par 4s to target those holes for a few more greens in regulation, or at least getting it to a great chipping area. Now when we target a par 5, we have to be smart about it. It doesn't mean we're going to hit it in 2 necessarily, but what we really want to do is just get a ball in play to allow ourselves a clear shot to set up a 3rd shot. We just want to hit these greens in 3, and that doesn't always mean hitting the longest club off the tee if there's danger in play, or if there's a way for you to screw up your next shot. I'd rather have a clear shot that's shorter than have a longer shot that puts me even in a modicum of trouble on a target hole like a par 5. When we leave ourselves a distance to a par 5 that's on the cusp of our longest possible shot, like the longest we can possibly hit the shot, no, we don't think how far can I hit the golf ball, we think how far or how far should I hit the golf ball. So here, if I go at the green 244 to the center of the green with a 7 wood, I don't know where it's going to go, and it's about 138 to get to 100 yards. So I'm going to hit it 150 so it goes past those 100-yard markers, leaving me another sand wedge into the green. And a target hole is not to get tense. A target hole is to start thinking clearer and be focused on that goal, and then remove the FOMO of trying to do things that we don't know how to do. Some of our target holes will turn into defense holes where we want to reduce the damage. We've hit the bad shot here, we pulled it a bit, we're not where we want to be in the fairway, we've left ourselves 85 yards over a bunker, headache. So we accept, okay, we haven't gone to plan, now let's go to defense mode, let's ensure that we get this on the green and still get that 5, or make sure we don't screw it up so bad by putting it in the bunker that we take a 6 or 7. So let's focus on what we want to do, all the way to the pin, 85 yards. If we can't clear this bunker, we're scared, we go right. Get it on the green, number 1 priority, or around the green for an easy up and down. Woohoo! What a good putt! It may come as a shocking surprise that I tell you par 3s are target holes, but let's understand it's a 3.5 par. Par 3.5. Where can we get the ball to give ourselves a 50-50 chance of up and down? Not the bunkers, not the water. Avoiding water on the par 3 is priority number 1. That's a double bogey immediately. How can we do it on this hole? 152 to the hole, 172 to the back. If we go over the back, we have a shot at a chip and a putt for the par. Hitting bunker shots toward water, really going to screw you up, but at least you're going to give yourself a chance at a 4. Hitting in the water gives you the 5. So if I didn't have the game, I would be going 170-yard shot right over the pin, giving myself a chip from the back of the green, or a long putt if you don't catch all of it. Here's the 6-8-10 hoe ratio method in practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I want to land it here. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to 10, that's 1 to 2. I'm going to hit the beautiful 8-iron. And remember to take into account the break, because we are rolling this ball up, so we want to take the break after it lands. And that's going to leave me a beautiful 4-footer for the up and down. If we can get the ball to 4 feet, remember 4, 6, and 8, we are really increasing our chances as we get closer with our chips. Money on long holes. What are we going to do? We are very worried about reaching the green in regulation. We don't have to be. We remember, we have 6 holes where all we have to do is keep that damage limitation low. On a hole like this, 410 yards, we've got a bunker here, a bunker down there, and it's going to put us in deep shizer, not allowing us to set up that 3rd shot that we want into this long hole. I'm already playing this as a par 5. If I make a 4, absolutely lucky. What I can see is the widest part of the hole, right here in front of me. And all I need to do is hit a 180 to 200-yard shot down there, and I take out the bunker on the right and the bunker on the left. Because as I shift my goalpost over from straight down the middle to the left, I now bring a whole wide, 60, 70-yard area into play. And when we divide our tee shot distance by 4, that gives us how much space we need. If I hit my driver here 300 yards, I need 75 yards of space. If I hit a shot 200 yards, I need 50 yards of space, plentiful over there. Right into the middle of that left-hand bunker, with a beautiful club that I know is going to be in play instead of trying to hit a high stress driver. Easy, loving game. 215 to the middle of the hole. But here comes the nuance. If it's a very simple shot with no real trouble, 200 yards away, boom, hit it 200. No prop skis, as long as there's no water, deep ass bunkers or OB. But we've got a deep ass mother loving bunker right in front of the green, and it's not pleasant down there. When you stand in there, it covers your body. So it's not an easy shot when you can't even see the hole. So we don't want to go in that damn thing. We don't want to go in the right-hand one because then we're hitting onto a downslope, and then there's a downslope other side of the green. You hit it too hard, you're off the green. Now you're taking a 6 or 7. From this to a raised green, I love a hundy. I love a hundy, gets up high, stops quick. So what I'm going to do something so stinky, it's going to get up people's noses so bad because it's not aggressive, optimal golf. I'm going to take an 8-iron, I'm going to chip it to a hundy. Oh wow, look at that, absolutely stinky. Now we have a sandwich in. What an easy freaking game. Now this is situational. You're not going to do this every time you have a 200-yard shot in. As I say, if it's a clear shot up there, not too much danger, nice shallow bunkers, you know, go for it. Look at that. That is terrible. I wouldn't want to be in there. I've never been in these bunkers because I avoid them like the plague. I give myself a 100-yard shot up the hill. Beautiful. I'm going to club up because the green is just above me. 56 degree. No, I'm going 52 degree. You only do this in certain situations. Don't go out there and be a dingle-dongle and go hit the ball to 100 yards from 200 when you have a clear shot. Sometimes we just find ourselves out of position, and all we have to do is accept that it's one of our 6 defense holes where we have to keep the score down. So I'm not going to take on this tree and potentially blade one into it. I'm going to just chip it right underneath with a trajectory and a club that's going to stay under that tree, get me back in the fairway. And remember, when you lay up, lay up. If we double up our numbers 8, 6 and 4, we get 16, 12 and 8. These are magic and secret numbers on the green. When we chip, we want to get inside 8 feet as often as possible. 12 feet is acceptable. And then on approach, we want to have a few holes where we're inside 16 feet, especially if we're around 100 yards, because 16 feet is about 5 or 6 yards, and a percentage of your 100-yard shot, that works out to about 5 or 6%. So when you get good at your wedges, you can get the ball inside a 5%, 6% circle, as in 5% of your total shot distance, and that distance from the hole. So here I am 3, 6, 9, 12 feet from the cup, from inside 100. And these are going to be the shots that save you when you have to chip out. So I'm guaranteed at least a bogey here, and if I hit a great putt, I've given myself a chance of making a par. Now on the stroke 1 index hole, you may say, okay, this is the bogey hole, this is one of the limit damage holes. But for me, with it being a dogleg right, I can hit a beautiful 7-wood safe shot to the left of the corner of the dogleg, and I'll still have 160 down to 140 into the hole. So for my personal target hole, I take the stroke 1 index as a target for a par 4. You can do yours based on whatever you feel in the course. Maybe you like some holes, maybe you dislike some holes. Do that, go with your feeling. 164 may seem long as a target hole, but what I see here is a very big landing area short of the hole. Anything short of this pin at 164 is going to give us a great chance, uphill putt, uphill chip, and that gives us more than 50-50 chance of getting up and down, especially if we can chip to inside 8 feet. So it's a par 3.5. Par 5's a target hole, so let's stay smart. We have OB on the right here. So whatever we do in this situation, we want to get that ball into a position to set up that second shot, to give us a clear third shot into this green from the short grass, hopefully, second best from the rough, and never ever a third shot into a par 5 from a fairway bunker. I'm going to hit a very reliable club that will go about 210. Can I hit a 175-yard shot on this line, get it around the tree or over the tree and clear that bunker? I can. Can you? If not, you have to go right and then rather set up a shot. There's a 150-yard stake down there. Maybe you're setting up a 130, 140-yard shot into the green instead of taking on trees and a bunker to try get a 110-yard, 120-yard shot in. Now that's how I hit the ball. How do you hit the ball? If you hit a little fader, you can fader off the same line I had and put it in the fairway just a bit further from the hole than me. It's very nuanced, and you'll find the nuance in your game when you apply your shots to this situation. Around the green, we're talking about 4 up and downs. You're only hitting 8 greens, which means 10 holes. You have to either defend or you're going to miss and then have up and down opportunities. You know, you're going to have many options. You're going to hit the fringe, which doesn't count as a green, so it's going to be seen as the up and down. The first one is the putter. The putter is going to help you when it's very flat between you and the green. Not much variation for the ball to bounce around. This is a go-to option for a lot of the time. Now remember, when we try to get up and down, we're trying to get also inside the 4, 6, 8 that we're using for the metrics around the course. Inside 4 feet, inside 6 feet, and at worst inside 8 feet. If we can get inside 8 feet, we give ourselves a 40-30% chance of up and down. Inside 6 feet, we're moving more to 50-50, and inside 4 feet, we're basically 80% chance up and down. Now, to get up and down more often, I like to use the simplest possible way to chip. Well, for me, that is the heel up chip, also known previously as the toe down chip. So we take the club flat, we pull the handle up where the toe comes into contact with the ground, the heel is up. I hold it with my putting grip, the same grip I use my putter, and then I try chip the ball with a putting stroke off the toe of the club. Now the ratio that we use in the 6-8-10 hoe ratio system, which this is called, is that we keep it low to get the hose and we use a ratio. And the ratio we use here is 19 yards from my landing spot to the pin, and from my spot to my landing spot is about 6 or 7 yards. So that's 1 part carry, 3 parts rollout, 25% chip, 75% rollout. So we use a 6 iron when it's in that proportion. And we just chip-a-rooney up the hill ski. From this location, it's the same landing spot, except we have more carry and then the same amount of rollout. So when the ratio becomes 1 part carry, 2 parts rollout, so a third of the way with your carry and 2/3 rollout, now we go down to the 8 iron. And that's going to roll up real tasty. Get in the cup. Oh, in the hole! I can't believe this! The 6-8-10 hoe ratio system, with the pitching wedge being the number 10, works for short chips too. So from here we have 3 yards to our landing spot and 3 yards to the cup. So we find our landing spot, we give it a little chipperoo, and it works out absolutely stunningly to about a foot behind the hole. See, it's a very conservative shot, but it's an aggressive shot. We have 141 yards here to the pin. The pin is on the front. I don't want to be short here, leave myself an awkward little chip shot. So I'm going to hit a shot that will clear this pin by about 5 yards. Yes, that's if I strike it properly. I'm going to have a 16 to 20 footer. If I don't, I'll hit the front edge, which is perfect. But if I hit the exact 141 yard club and I don't catch all of it, now I've got that awkward little 9 yard, 15 yard pitch. So front pins, let's just go over the pin, okay? Ooh, I get it. It's not attacking. It's not optimal. It's not PGA Tour. But you know, this is the kind of disc line you need if you want to go from 80 to the 70s, and then from 70s down to 72, is to have the disc line to be able to pick out your target without getting obsessed with the flag, moving it right or left between the pin and the edge of the green, to be able to place your ball there with a beautiful, assertive swing. Not bailing out and feeling scared, hitting it bam, exactly where you want it to go. Left and right is going to depend on the day. Yes, and playing some holes as bogey holes also doesn't make much sense, but we understand that breaking 80 is 79. That means you are over par, which means you will make bogeys. So if we kind of pre-accept that a bogey is a decent score on some holes, it also relieves a lot of stress, a lot of FOMO. We see the water on the right-hand side. We don't want to go in that water. We see this as a target hole because it's only playing about 380 yards, 370 yards, and we can get this ball to the 150 mark. To break 80, we need to be effective inside 150. So once I can get the ball into 150, I know I'm looking at a target hole. This is it. A 4-iron off the tee, absolutely money, because I know it's not going to water. 140 yard shot to the hole. What do I want to do? I want to hit the damn grain or get it in a place where I can chip in a putt. But what happens is we don't take into account lie, elevation, wind and distance. So we got an elevation with the pin above us. We want to take a little more club. We want to be in the shot. We have a pretty good lie. The wind is negligible today. So instead of taking a pitching wedge to 140, I'm going to take a 9 iron. And these are the nuances you want to check around your course. You know, like what are you normally doing to screw it up, and then stop doing that. Part of the 6-8-10 hoe ratio system is understanding that this ratio is the 8 iron ratio, 1/3 to 2/3, but we are steep downhill. When we're downhill, we want to club higher loft. So when you have an 8 iron ratio, but a downhill shot, go to the pitching wedge. And if you have a pitching wedge ratio, go to the sand wedge. We're going to hit the exact same 8 iron shot I would normally hit, just with a pitching wedge. Oh, real good, real good. Mediocrity gets you under 80 as long as you stay within your capabilities, avoid penalties, and use what you can. Check my putting video. If you can't break 80 and you're around 85 or below, damn son, now I'm saying